The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Good morning. A heads of agreement signed for a $665 million Grand Bahama Shipyard project. Carnival opening an office in Freeport to support Celebration Key. And PLP Chairman Fred Mitchell says he doesn't think there's an appetite for campaign finance laws. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Friday, August 30th, 2024. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Also this morning, we're going to be talking about a special event planned for today to bring awareness about issues facing children. And later in business, we've got a special initiative to tell you about to get you to be able to access Guardian Radio and your favorite Bahamian radio stations more easily on your Japanese market vehicles. That's all ahead. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, the government signing a heads of agreement with the Grand Bahama Shipyard for $665 million redevelopment and expansion of the shipyard. Prime Minister Philip Davis, who led a delegation of cabinet ministers and senior government officials to Grand Bahama, said the signing is of critical importance to the island. He said the investment will repair crucial infrastructure, catalyze the island's economy, and reaffirm Grand Bahama's prominent role in the maritime industry. He said, quote, "We are reestablishing Grand Bahama as a regional and transatlantic shipping hub ranked among the top shipping operations in the world." Prime Minister Davis says the Grand Bahama Shipyard will finally see its dry docking facilities not just restored, but expanded with 2 new docks that will be built capable of servicing Icon and Oasis-class cruise ships. And he says that based on its capacity, the operation will be the top cruise large vessel repair facility in the world. Once work on the shipyard is complete, the Prime Minister says it's expected to provide a total economic output of $350 million. He says the expansion is part of a surge of investment for Grand Bahama. Meanwhile, Carnival Cruise Lines has opened an operational hub office in Freeport for its private cruise port Celebration Key. That's according to the port's Assistant General Manager, Brandon Culmer. We'll have more on that in Morning Blend Business. Christina Alston, who previously served as COO, the Chief Operating Officer at BPL, is expected to become the new Executive Chairman of the BPL Board. The Nassau Guardian reporting that the job is a full-time role, and Alston has not been in the Bahamas full-time, according to individuals familiar with the matter. Alston is the director of the government's Energy and Sustainability Initiative and has been instrumental in the structuring of arrangements to reform BPL. The Guardian reported earlier this week that Exuma native Pedro Roll was making his exit as board chairman, and Nadia Storr, who was deputy chair, was also expected to leave. With the PLP promising ahead of the election to bring about campaign finance legislation, PLP Chairman Fred Mitchell says that he is of the view that there is not an appetite for it. Mitchell, when asked whether the Davis administration will bring the promised legislation to Parliament this term, saying, quote, "I know that people talk about campaign finance reform. My own personal view is that there is not appetite for campaign finance reform in this country because neither side can agree on the terms of disclosure in this country, and that is my personal view. As for the public policy, that's something which my colleagues in the cabinet will have to decide. As a philosophical point, it's like apple pie. Everybody agrees with campaign finance reform, so I can't say I disagree with it, but the devil is always in the details." Mitchell's latest comments seem to contradict his statement to OAS officials in January when he said that work was ongoing to develop a legal framework to govern campaign finance practices. A judge has granted permission to a murder suspect on bail to travel for medical treatment. Justice Cheryl Grant Thompson set bail at $20,000 for Zintworn Scummy Duncombe. As a condition of bail, Duncombe has to surrender his passport to the court, sign in at a police station, keep a curfew, and wear an electronic monitoring device. The prosecution did not object to Duncombe's release as he's still experiencing medical issues as a result of an attempt on his life. Duncombe was shot multiple times in last July, while in the John Road area. Last year, the court granted him permission to travel to Cuba to seek medical care. Duncombe is on bail awaiting a retrial for his alleged role in the murders of Shane Gardner and his girlfriend, Tishka Branham, in Fresh Creek, Andros back in December 2013. In addition to the murder charges, Duncombe is accused of kidnapping the couple, conspiring to rob them, and attempting to rob them. And a man is now facing a murder charge after his girlfriend died as a result of a shooting. 37-year-old Kenyon Adderley was originally charged with attempted murder in relation to the June 23rd shooting of Kashika Rigby. She died in hospital a week later. Adderley was released on bail for the attempted murder charge this week. Police arrested him regarding his girlfriend's murder the day after his release. Now, Adderley is back behind bars on the upgraded charge. He wasn't required to enter a plea to the murder charge when he appeared before Senior Magistrate Algernon Allen Jr. on Wednesday. He was denied bail, and the matter was adjourned to October 1st for the presentation of a voluntary bill of indictment. Overseas, the Israeli military says it killed 5 more West Bank militants, including a local commander, as it pressed ahead Thursday with its deadliest operation in the occupied territory since the start of the war in Gaza. Israel says the raids across the northern West Bank, which have killed a total of 16 people, nearly all militants since late Tuesday, are aimed at preventing attacks. The Palestinians see them as a widening of the war in Gaza and an effort to perpetuate Israel's decades-long military rule over the territory. The raids drew alarm from the United Nations and neighboring Jordan, as well as from British and French leaders who stressed the urgency of ceasefire in Gaza after nearly 11 months of fighting between Israel and Hamas. Medics at Al-Awda Hospital in central Gaza said 9 Palestinians from the same family, including 2 women and 5 children, were killed in an Israeli attack, a strike on an apartment building inside a refugee camp. Israel did not immediately offer comment on the intended target of its attack. In sports, running in his 3rd consecutive World Athletics Under-20 Championships, Carlos Brown Jr. has finally broken through and advanced to a final. The Bombs' top junior sprinter will represent the country in the boys' 200 meters final tonight, becoming the first and only Bahamian to advance to a final at this year's World Under-20 Championships, currently ongoing in Lima, Peru. Brown finished 3rd in his semifinal heat Thursday, crossing the line in 21.19 seconds. He goes into this evening's final with the 4th fastest time. The Carolina Panthers have waived Bahamian wide receiver Michael Strachan, a decision that reflects the competitive nature of the team's wide receiver group. Strachan joined the Panthers practice squad in September 2023 and had been vying for a more permanent spot on the roster, hoping to garner significant playing time to bolster his NFL career. Strachan participated in 54 preseason snaps for the Panthers, but managed only one catch for 7 yards. Despite that performance, his potential had been evident in his previous performances. You can read more about it in today's Guardian Sports section. And the Bahamas Government Departmental Softball Association, the BGD, to its playoffs and championships at the Blue Hill Sporting Complex this weekend. Fans and teams hoping to see some action-packed games scheduled for Saturday and Sunday. Details on that in today's Guardian Sports section as well. And from the NBA, Stephen Curry has signed a one-year extension with the Golden State Warriors for the 2026-2027 season, one in which the NBA's all-time three-point leader and Olympic gold medalist will earn nearly $63 million. The team announced the signing Thursday. ESPN first reported the agreement was in place, and Curry's agent later confirming it to the Associated Press. Curry is now guaranteed about $178 million for the next 3 seasons, about $55.8 million for this season, and $59.6 million for the 2025-26 season, and now about $62.6 million, the most the Warriors could offer him by league rules for the 26-27 season. When that season ends, Curry's on-court earnings will have reached about $532 million, which for now ranks as second most in NBA history, behind only LeBron James's $580 million in player contracts. The 36-year-old Curry is entering his 16th NBA season, all of them with the Warriors. He's a 10-time All-Star and a 10-time All-NBA selection, has been part of 4 championships with Golden State, and is a 2-time MVP. And of course, this summer he played for the U.S. team that won the gold medal at the Olympics in Paris. He's averaged 26.4 points for the Warriors last season and has averaged 24.8 points in his regular season career. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. In your first good weather this morning, we've got some severe weather warnings. The Department of Meteorology issuing a warning until 8:30 this morning. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for South Andros, the Exumas, and the Exuma Keys. And now including Long Island, Cat Island, and adjacent waters. There's also a severe thunderstorm watch for Central Andros, its Keys and surrounding waters, and New Providence, North Andros, and the adjacent waters. So that's until 8:30 this morning. We're told showers will be locally heavy and thunderstorms strong to severe, at times causing strong gusty winds, dangerous lightning, heavy downpours, hail, and possible waterspout or tornado activity. Localized flooding also possible during heavy rainfall events. So there is, again, a lot going on. We've got a mid to upper level disturbance along with tropical moisture associated with the northern extent of a tropical wave. And this is all enhancing shower and thunderstorm activity across the country. And this will continue into Monday. A wet weather pattern will persist across the country as the mid to upper level disturbance near the northern Bahamas will dig further south, bringing more tropical moisture and instability over the islands into the new work week next week. So again, there's an elevated risk for severe weather across the northern, northwest, and central Bahamas, and boaters should be alert for possible waterspout activity. Flooding is possible in low-lying and flood-prone areas during heavy or prolonged rainfall events. Beachgoers should exercise caution along eastern shorelines and Atlantic exposures due to the risk of rip currents. And everybody's asked to stay tuned to the weather alerts from the Department of Meteorology. We'll keep you posted on those as well. So for today, for the extreme northern Bahamas, we're looking at partly sunny, hot, humid, and breezy conditions with isolated showers and afternoon thunderstorms. For the rest of the northwest Bahamas, including New Providence, partly cloudy to cloudy, a bit breezy, humid, scattered showers and thunderstorms. Showers heavy and thunderstorms strong to severe at times. We've got a 40 to 60% chance for showers and thunderstorms for this part of the Northwest Bahamas. It's a pretty similar situation, cloudy to overcast, humid, breezy, scattered showers and thunderstorms. Showers heavy and thunderstorms strong to severe at times. Again, a 40 to 60% chance for showers and thunderstorms. And for the southeast Bahamas, variably cloudy, very warm, breezy with isolated showers. Temperature-wise, today we're looking at highs getting to around 89, 90 Fahrenheit, about 32 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 77 Fahrenheit, 25 Celsius. With all that cloud cover and possible rain, the heat index might not be a factor today. But that is your first look at weather this morning. We've got to look at the tropics as well, a lot happening there, and your extended outlook for your weekend and for the first few days of September coming up in just a bit.
Wake up, it's a new day.
Let's take a break, but when we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day. Guardian Radio 96.9.
The start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way? Wake up, it's a new day.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Looking to elevate your gadget game, or are tech troubles simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows, or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
Ready to save? You can put $100 into the CFAL Savings Express Plan and make sure your money keeps growing. Earn interest on your savings while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit cfal.com to start now. CFAL. Growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
Back to school is around the corner. Move to the top of the class with this amazing Scotiabank Back to School credit card offer. You could win your share of prize money valuing $10,000 when you spend $150 or more on any Scotiabank credit card to purchase books, uniforms, technology items, or other academic items. 10 lucky customers will each win $2,000 in cash back towards their purchases. Promotion runs July 12th through September 30th, 2024. Drawing date is Friday, October 11th, 2024.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way? Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 422-4796. Standard text rate supply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Coming up this morning, we are going to find out more about a special event that's happening today. I'm trying to bring awareness about issues affecting children. and AKA sororities involved in this, and talking about child protection. We're going to be getting into that in our 8 o'clock hour. Then in our 9 o'clock hour, we're going to tell you about a common complaint for folks who are buying Japanese market vehicles, importing them into the country, and the challenges they have with their radios. And so one company's offering a special deal for the month of September. And we're going to give you all the details. That's coming up. But right now, let's get into what else is in the news. And in the news, some good news coming out of Grand Bahama, and major heads of agreement signing yesterday. For all the details on this and what this could potentially mean for Grand Bahama, take a listen to this report from our Vonique Toot.
Grand Bahama Shipyard will undergo redevelopment and expansion at a cost of $665 million. In 5 years, this investment is expected to benefit 1,200 employees, most of whom will be full-time Bahamian workers. Prime Minister Philip Davis, who traveled to Grand Bahama for the heads of agreement signing with Grand Bahama Shipyard on Thursday, said the multi-million-dollar investment will repair crucial infrastructure, boost the island's economy, and reaffirm Grand Bahama's prominent role in the maritime industry.
We are reestablishing Grand Bahama as a regional and transatlantic shipping hub, ranked among the top shipping operations in the world. The Grand Bahama Shipyard will finally see its dry docking facilities not just restored, but expanded. 2 new docks will be built, capable of servicing Icon and Oasis class cruise ships. Based on its capacity, this operation will be the top cruise ship and large vessel repair facility in the world.
Davis said his government will ensure that working conditions are just and fair.
Once fully up and running, the shipyard is expected to provide a total economic output of over $350 million. The expansion of the shipyard is part of a surge of investment for Grand Bahama. I repeat that. The expansion of the shipyard is a part of a surge of investment for Grand Bahama. New investments are underway to transform our local tourism product, promote trade and industry, and provide opportunities for local small businesses. Several large-scale businesses, thousands more jobs, and many new opportunities for entrepreneurs are on the way.
He added public and private partnerships can yield great benefits that wouldn't be possible if the partners aren't the right ones.
But when they are the right ones, all will benefit. And as Maria said, when the tide rises, all boats rise.
Minister of Grand Bahama Ginger Moxie said Thursday's signing marks another significant step forward in Grand Bahama's resilient future.
Today's joint venture between Carnival Corporation, Royal Caribbean Group, and Port Group Limited brings us the floating docks, a project that commissions the construction and delivery of 2 world-class floating docks to Freeport. And I know Dave said they don't number them anymore, but dock number 2 will be among the largest floating docks in the Western Hemisphere, while dock number 4, the mega dock, will boast the largest lifting capacity in the world.
Meanwhile, the Grand Bahama Shipyard CEO said the investment is happening on time and on budget.
We must be safe, cost-effective, and provide a good quality of service. Our customers, both the existing ones and the new ones that we will need to acquire to justify this investment, have choices. and they are extremely sensitive with regards to cost and quality. We know, because historically we have demonstrated it, that the way the yard operates works, and therefore, like a well-navigated ship, it should now be steady as she goes into the future and make the most of the global market we live in for the benefit of all our stakeholders.
The shipyard has overcome a number of challenges in recent years, including losing 2 of its docks, then the COVID-19 pandemic. Reporting for the Guardian News Network, I'm Vuonik Toot.
All right, so some encouraging news there. That's very exciting, and we are hoping for the best there, and really hoping this will spur some exciting developments for Grand Bahama. And there's more, as we told you earlier, there's more on Grand Bahama about Carnival officially opening its office in Freeport to support Celebration Key, and we'll have more on that in Morning Blend Business, and next week possibly on the show we'll find out more about that as well. But let's get your reaction to this. This is we've been promised lots and lots of exciting developments on tap for Grand Bahama, which desperately needs it, and that we're hearing that there is a purchase announcement for the Grand Lucayan any day now, possibly. Could this be the turning point? Let's get your reaction to it. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free if you're in Grand Bahama. 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. I'm still asking. I still want to know. And I might just not know. Maybe there is one. But is there a master plan for Grand Bahama, for Freeport? Yes, the city of Freeport, but also the wider, the entire island. Is there a plan? Or are we just like throwing anything out there? Any project, hey, come, yeah, well, fine, we could do that too, yeah? Or do we have an overall master plan goal for Grand Bahama, or any island, including New Providence, in the Bahamas today? And yeah, you could say that that's called the National Development Plan. We know we don't have that. But is there one for Grand Bahama? Let's talk. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi, good morning.
How you doing? Yeah, Dwight, that's a very good question, because, being living in this country for as long as I was living in this country and seeing the elections after elections, right? It seems to me, when I hear situations like this, right, it comes across to me as a political campaign ploy, right? Because why wait until you then almost finish your term, like these politicians normally do, right? Because when you then reach 3 years inside your term, and you just come in with carrots dangling in the front of the people's eyes, as if they don't have the ability to understand what you are doing. We know these people. We know our leaders are not interested in really securing the Bahamian people. They only interested in securing the Bahamian people who vote. So every time there's an election looming, like there is an election looming, because every party is campaigning as we speak. So it is an election looming. So when I hear these type of statement now, hey, I would really like to see the whole entire Bahamas upgrade and live the life what they live. But
wow. I mean, I hear you.
Our leaders?
That's kind of a little cynical, though. I mean, it's not like the election is
but
a few weeks away. This
Dwight.
is in the middle. It takes time to work out these deals, and I don't know.
I understand what you're saying. You are correct with it, but you think it should take 3 years in a term?
It's a big project. It's almost almost $1 billion project. I mean, and it's been hard. There's been I'm sure other people, investors, asking the question too. What is the master plan for this place?
Right.
How does this project fit in with what you're going to be doing on Grand Bahama? Does anybody know, or are you just putting any old thing on the place?
I agree with you, Dwight, because at the end of the day, Dwight, right? To investors, just like the Bahamians, right? We might be curious trying to find out what's going on and when this can happen. But see, our politicians, they are cunning, and their strategy is only to win an election, Dwight. That's all it is, because from Hubert Ingram was in power, we was hearing stories about Grandmama, and Grandmama just continue to get worse, right? And look at, I mean, and we could say that to the whole entire country, because like you indicated earlier, right? Until we have a national plan, right, in this country, that no political organization could come in 5 years and topple and crush for their political points and Brownie's point, the Bahamas ain't developing, and we didn't see that because who's to say if the PLP this project do not get off in time and the FNM comes in power, God forbid, and stop it because it ain't their project. This is what we continue to see because these people really don't love us. They love telling us that it's them what did this. And that needs to stop, man, because the Bahamas needs to develop, and it really shouldn't be too important which party is in the cause to development once the country and the people is benefiting from it, right? Have a nice day.
Yeah, okay. All right, thank you very much. I understand. I appreciate your concerns. Yeah, well, I'm not sure if in the middle of the term we can see it in such a dark and sinister light, but I do know that's how it's been, and that's how it's been in the past, and so I get it. All right, we got a lot of text messages. You can text us as well, 422-4796, and continue to call in. This texter says here, Dwight, I'm still young enough to remember multiple proposals and discussions expected in Grand Bahama. However, is there a real deal or something to get Grand Bahamians excited for now, which will fall through later? I can't imagine that this would be one of those. This is, the shipyard in the past was doing some good stuff, right? It's had some challenges of late, but it can be, and this is what it was supposed to be when it first started, right? Something amazing, globally recognized, and I think it's trying to get back to live up to its full potential. And so I know everybody is so jaded, especially when it comes to Grand Bahama, but I think we can be optimistic with this. I feel it. Don't quote me on it, though, but I feel it. Caller, what say you?
Well, it may actually present itself as an election vehicle to...
I mean, if it works, yeah, sure.
Right.
You can't blame them for using it. Like, look what we did with the shipyard. Yeah, well, why not?
Because if the saying is, to get the electoral college votes in the United States, you got to come up with Georgia. So maybe Grand Bahama is the electoral, maybe that electors vote group.
Oh, okay.
But no,
there's only 5 seats.
On a more serious note, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The diamonds and the precious metals that are going to be shipped out of Africa would be finding themselves on those floating docks because, as tide rise, all boats lift, and especially if they're on floating docks. If they tide down to the dock, then they're going to sink. So maybe the idea is to have Grand Bahama, that shipyard, as a little hub to get some diamonds through. What do you think about that?
Oh, my. Wow. Okay. You all are really going into some dark tunnels today on this last Friday of August. This is what happens after the people have been bamboozled for so long. All the possible wonderful things are looked at side-eyed, as they say. This texter says here, what deal did they work out? What concessions were offered? What is driving their expansions? Actually, growth or unconscionable concessions? Oh, dear goodness. Okay. Wow. This person says here, how is this the same upgrades we were hearing about from 2020? What's new being brought to the table? I heard Kwesi Thompson and Minnis talk about the same project years ago. Am I wrong? I don't remember that, but possibly. But a lot of terrible things happened during that time that might have derailed it. So, This person says, it's great news for Freeport. Was this deal facilitated by the government or the Port Authority? I'd be interested to see what kinds of jobs are open for Bahamians. Well, it's mainly government people in this one, at least in the pictures. But these are special skills. So if you get some, read up on it, do some research, and see if you can get the skills that are going to help you to find employment at a facility like this. I don't think you can just walk in off the street. Let's take some more calls. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi, good morning. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning, Dwight. How you doing? C. Alan Johnson.
Good morning.
Yes. Just let me first say that the shipyard is a cooperation between Royal Caribbean, Carnival, and the Grand Bahama Port Authority. There's a number of catastrophic events that happen at the shipyard, damaging their lifts, the docks that they speak of.
Mm-hmm.
I think going back to March, and again in 2020 when a catastrophic accident happened with the crane collapsing one of the other docks.
Right.
So they have opted over the years to move to a larger capacity and expand capability in this region. And now, due to the two Oasis and other class ship, they opted to upgrade and move to a larger docking facility to handle those. So in essence, this is a replacement and expansion of what has happened. I think, as we recall, maybe in about $400 million worth of how much is done. So essentially, this is a net maybe $300 million or $265 million above what was taken out by various different accidents.
Mm-hmm.
One of the major things is this is good news at minimum for has some impact for housing on Grand Bahama. There's the individual, you have a tremendous amount of foreign workers, and in the news over the years you've seen some protests and things where foreign workers predominantly take the jobs, and you have incidents of these contract workers, and it's another word you have for it, for workers that the both administrations has promised that they will address. So it's the same thing with Carnival, for what is happening with Carnival in the East, Celebration Key, and then a potential, the other partner in this deal is also looking at rehabbing the harbor. But the impact in regards to, like you say, the skill set for Bahamians is one that has to be worked at. Another 1,000 or 1,200 foreigners that comes in to work at it, and basically the impact is the food stores.
Yeah. Are those discussions being had? Are there courses, programs, schools on the island offering any of the skills that are needed?
Not at this time.
Mm-hmm.
The skill set that's necessary has not been developed, at least for the time that it's been here. There's been talk about
that's a long time.
Yeah, there's talk about developing it, but I could tell you, as part of being part of a group of individuals, that looking at what Grand Bahama can be and developing what is called an ownership economy, that there is some things that will happen on Grand Bahama, but it will not be from, it has to be from a ground-up type building.
Mm-hmm.
Grand Bahama poses the greatest opportunity, and you hear every single prime minister going back to the 2002 election. I could easily send you the clip from 2002, 2007, 2012, 2017, 2021.
Oh, I remember them.
Says very explicitly, the Bahamas economy cannot grow without Grand Bahama playing a central role in the front of it. The problem is that the development of Grand Bahama in its proper perspective, and you've heard me say this a number of times, disrupts the status quo as we know it across the Bahamas. If you even just look at the Grand Bahama economy from the hospitality industry, Grand Bahama once had over a dozen hotels and casinos and flights coming into Grand Bahama 24 hours a day in the hospitality industry, which is practically non-existent. And so there's opportunities there for that to happen. And to be frank, and you may call it political, I don't see anything happening until the next administration. Basically, not due to the drive, competence, or attention. And instead of just look at what the Prime Minister said just 2 weeks before he did this, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, he came into Grand Bahama and he said, "What? You slipped through the cracks." I mean, it must have been a Grand Canyon-sized crack, but to slip through the cracks, and now to say he will give attention to Grand Bahama whether it be from the needs of housing or for the development. When you have a minister for Grand Bahama, you have another MP for Grand Bahama, you have a team inside of the Office of Prime Minister that millions of dollars are being paid for consultee and such, and no idea and development plan for Grand Bahama has been revealed or told. We see the fight with the Grand Bahama Port Authority and the government of the Bahamas, where you're moving towards having supposedly new investors or new people taking over, or the government taking over, whatever, and no one seems to know what that is going to be.
Okay. See, Alan, we got a lot of calls coming. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Some great insight there. Let's take these calls and then want to get back to your text messages. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Are you there?
Yes, hello.
Hi, good morning. Yes.
I haven't been to Grand Bahama since 1994. But
Oh, wow.
Grand Bahamas.
Well, it's changed a lot.
It happened in one island for the benefit of us all. We would have heard of the amount of money that would be invested, the number of jobs that will be provided, mostly for Bahamians. We also heard the developer both of what could be done and what used to be done, and also the need for quality to remain and value to be competitive. And so we need to all rally behind this venture and hope that it comes through properly, because everyone is listening and paying attention, and so we hope that it works well.
Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And one final call here. Let's see. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Are you there? No. Okay. This texter says, the master plan. The master plan is to consolidate all power in the MPs and the Prime Minister. They don't want any powers that are outside their hands. They see the GBPA as a threat. Wow. All right. And then what? If that's what they're going to do, which is ridiculous. But I don't doubt that somebody has that in mind. But then what? What are they going to do? They still need to have a plan for the place. This person says here, Dwight, it's important to know that to people who don't understand, a shipyard investment, Royal Caribbean and Carnival on Grand Bahama, the deal is not a deal struck without the GBPA, so they had to be involved. This silly back and forth is a smokescreen. This is how it works on that island and how it's always worked. Yeah, so they're saying basically you don't mind all the talk from the government officials. GBPA was involved in this as well. Okay. This person says, it's why this is a project on the table from the former administration. Old wine in a new bottle. Nothing new here. Another one, does that first caller expect a major project to happen overnight? No. No matter what any government does, people will complain. Just our nature. Yeah, it definitely won't happen overnight. No. Dwight, it's great that we recognize that the shipyard expansion is happening, but shouldn't we be speaking about economic impact? The fact that it's the largest in the region matters only to them. Let's talk about economic impact, please. Yeah, I agree with you. But shipyard's been there for years. And can we answer the question even after that? Of course, it's had some impact, but it probably should have been larger, right? But, hey, let's take this call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Right.
Hi, good morning. Turn on your radio for us, please.
Yeah, turn on. Yeah, how you doing?
Doing well.
Yeah, it's a good thing that the government could get this done. I mean, it's a good sign for cooperation between the government and the Grand Bahama Port Authority. First thing, that's a good signal that something is not stalled and something is happening. So they're talking back and forth with one another, and they made this thing happen. So and it's needed. The shipyard has apprenticeship programs that creates opportunities for young men in Grand Bahama and females to come in and get skill type positions and develop skills, and that's been happening in that shipyard. Along with this agreement and expansion, they did sit there and say that apprenticeships will be offered, expansion in the apprenticeship will be offered. And I think that's the offset, Bahamians not just getting minimal jobs, but also getting some of the skilled jobs that's needed, because if we look at it, it's definitely skilled jobs needed in any shipyard around the world. So, I think in each year they will add additional 20 apprenticeship positions where people could come in 4 years, gain apprenticeships, and that's a continuation for sustainability growth for the island itself, where you have those skilled positions on island, and once you have them on island, that what helps the economy and a lot of the money to stay on island, and we don't have to concern ourselves with a lot of foreign labor coming in because we have skilled, quality jobs instead of just minimal jobs. So I think we must say, hey, this is a project that the government had to get done, and we could say that this is a step in the right direction for Grand Bahama getting the cruise lines involved. And one thing I want to also say, Dwight, is we have to be careful because we putting a lot of eggs in this cruise ship industry basket. Everything in the last 3 years has been consistently surrounding cruise industry.
3 years?
Yeah. I mean, it's been accelerated.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just we just totally our focus towards cruise industry. Royal Caribbean is a big player. If you look at the big agreements we signed in the last few months, everything is Royal Caribbean Carnival. It's a big project. If we have another pandemic, we have to think on those terms. Should we put everything? We need to diversify a bit more. But I know we need immediate solutions for our problems. But it sends a bad signal that everything is just towards cruise industry and if God forbids anything happen, you see what happened during the pandemic cruise when the cruise line tanked. If that's where we headed, it's a bad kind of bad decision. We should be looking at other avenues in tourism industry also. Yeah. But this is a good step in the right direction for the relationship with the government and Grand Bahama.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Very good points there. All right. Let's squeeze them in really quickly. Good morning, caller. You got the last word.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Doing well.
With the previous caller was saying, I have one thing to nitpick on, that is the fact that this project with the shipyard has been on hold for over 10 years because of the pandemic and the hurricane. It was pushed back.
Yeah.
This is already in place, so I think any government which was in power would have been privy to sign this agreement, because both entities, Carnival, Royal Caribbean, they have so much vested in the shipyard that they are trying to improve it for their bigger size vessels. So they would have had to come here. They have so much invested in it. Thanks, Dwight.
Yep. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah. That's how it is. Lots of administrations benefit from the work that was done before they got there. These messages as we go to the break. This person says here, the plan is to wait until the Hawksbill Creek Agreement expires to consolidate the GBPA into the hands of the government. Again, clearly some people are hoping that is the way we go, but I'm hoping that many others have some better ideas. And there are thousands of better ideas than that all over us. All over, you can see it all around us. But and we need the people to speak up. People need to speak up. This texter says that the Grand Bahama Port Authority, who was the 20% shareholder, marshaled this new expansion, and the government had little to do beyond cutting the ribbon. Wow, the 2,000 workers have always been 90% foreign. The government was promised 20 trainers per year to get certified. Do the math. How many years to displace the 2,000 plus workers? All the behemoths at the shipyard and container port are temporary workers or contract workers. Yikes. Oh, boy. All right, let's take a break. We'll be back. This is Morning Blend on a Friday morning here on Guardian Radio, 96.9.
On the walls, bringing sign for the front yard. Pine cones with our Christmas balls. Sweet home Grand Bahama.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Turns and defining moments that create your own unique story. However your story unfolds, we're here to help guide you through it. From every big decision to every new adventure, RBC
Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/all of you.
It's time for your first look at traffic for the morning, brought to you by RBC. Find your loan solution with RBC. In your real-time traffic at this hour, as usual, Mile Butler Highway is your hot spot. We've got heavy traffic from the Fire Trail roundabout, wrapped around that roundabout actually, all the way up to Tawny Williams-Darling Highway if you're heading northbound, and that's impacting traffic on Fire Trail. Traffic is back a bit eastbound towards that roundabout right now. Over on Gladstone Road, it's getting busy, but not as bad as Mile Butler Highway. So about midway between Fire Trail and John F. Kennedy Drive, you'll see that slow-moving northbound traffic for you. Blue Hill Road and Carmichael, that's a different story, though. Carmichael busy for you right now, eastbound to Blue Hill Road, and Blue Hill Road is slow-moving just north of Soldier Road all the way up to Independence Drive and roundabout there. In fact, southbound on Blue Hill Road also slow moving at this time. Then we've got East Street, especially near the intersection with Soldier Road, and that is looking congested for you, eastbound on Soldier and northbound on East Street, straight through to the East-West Highway Independence Drive roundabout. And then Soldier Road near Windsor Place, a bit of congestion there. And Soldier and Robinson Road, that intersection not looking pretty. Westbound, heavy traffic on Robinson, and northbound, heavy for you on Soldier, straight through to Village Road, well past the retreat. Additional schools in session today, clearly, and Soldier Road is not a pretty place to be. Might want to avoid that if you can. Elsewhere, Fox Hill Road and Prince Charles Drive, that's looking busy, and Prince Charles Drive at the major intersections and near Elizabeth Estates also, slow-moving traffic there. Carmichael back to Carmichael, and slow-moving traffic out west to Coral Harbor Road. The traffic is picking up. Next week is going to be quite something. Get ready, folks. That's your Morning Blend traffic brought to you by RBC. Start a conversation at rbc.com/alone/all of you. We'll be back with more Morning Blend after the news.
Printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Now let me see now. 326 EPIC. Hello? This Epic battery. This Miss Beulah from round the corner. I hear you're selling tires now on Wolf Road too.
Praise the Lord. It's about time. I live Fox Hill, and Fire Trail, it's too far.
That ain't all. They open Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. On Sunday and holiday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
My brother Sam, he's a hacker, and he could go right there and get fixed up.
Call us at 326 EPIC. We ship also to the Family Island.
Looking for great device deals and offers this summer? Look no further. Alive has special discounts on the latest smartphones, Ring devices, and accessories. Plus, as an Alive customer, you can expect exclusive Get Extra offers and rewards, which means even more value for your money. We're talking more data, prizes, and surprises. Upgrade with us and experience the perfect summer with Alive in store or at bealive.com/deal.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
Craving something delicious and freshly made? Dunkin' has got you covered all day your way. From savory sausage, egg and cheese to crispy bacon, ham, and even tuna. Our sandwiches are made to order just for you. Choose your favorite. Bagels, croissant, toast, or muffin. Whatever you want, we've got it. Whether it's a classic grilled cheese or a hearty club, your perfect sandwich is just a bite away. Dunkin's fresh, made-to-order sandwiches made all day your way. Only at Dunkin'. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
2024.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Float Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 422-4796. And now at 8:24, time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. The thunderstorm warning and thunderstorm watch still in effect for a number of islands until 8:30. We'll see if they are renewed by the Department of Meteorology. But a thunderstorm warning in effect for South Andros and Exuma Keys and Long Island and Cat Island. And a thunderstorm watch in effect for Central Andros, surrounding Keys, and New Providence and North Andros. And again, that's in effect until 8:30. We are going to be experiencing a lot of significant weather today into the weekend. Here's what's going on. We've got a mid to upper level disturbance along with the tropical moisture associated with the northern extent of a tropical wave. This is all going to enhance shower and thunderstorm activity across the country into Monday. And a wet weather pattern will continue as the mid to upper level disturbance near the northwestern Bahamas will dig further south, bringing more tropical moisture and instability to more parts of the country. So there's an elevated risk for severe weather across the extreme northern islands, the northwest Bahamas, and the central Bahamas. And as a result, boaters should be alert for possible waterspout activity, and flooding is possible in low-lying and flood-prone areas during heavy or prolonged rainfall events. Beachgoers should also exercise caution along eastern shorelines and Atlantic exposures, as there's a risk of rip currents. So for today, your forecast for the extreme northern Bahamas. It's partly sunny, hot, humid, and a bit breezy with isolated showers and afternoon thunderstorms. But for the northwest Bahamas and the central Bahamas, that's where we're going to see better chance for rain and thunderstorms, about a 40 to 60% chance. For the northwest Bahamas, partly cloudy to cloudy, a bit breezy, humid, scattered showers and thunderstorms, showers heavy and thunderstorms strong to severe at times. For the central islands, cloudy to overcast, humid, breezy, scattered showers and thunderstorms. Again, showers can be heavy and thunderstorms strong to severe at times. Slightly better conditions in the southeast Bahamas, variably cloudy, very warm, breezy with isolated showers. Temperatures today, we're looking at highs getting to around 90 Fahrenheit, 32 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 77 Fahrenheit, 25 Celsius. The heat index, humidity might not be a factor today with the amount of cloud cover and rain that we're expecting for most of the country. So, in your extended outlook for Saturday tomorrow, partly to mostly cloudy and humid with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms, mainly across the northwest and central Bahamas. Expect isolated showers elsewhere. And for Sunday, the first day of September, we're looking at partly to mostly cloudy, humid, scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms across the northwestern islands, isolated showers and thunderstorms elsewhere. For the start of your work week, Monday, variably cloudy, humid, widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms, mainly across the northern and northwest Bahamas and the central islands. Partly sunny and breezy with isolated showers elsewhere. In a couple of areas, a tropical wave over the central tropical Atlantic continues to produce disorganized showers and thunderstorms that are a little more concentrated. And this system has a now medium chance, about a 50% chance for formation through the next 7 days. We've got to continue to watch that one as it approaches the Lesser Antilles. And then there's another tropical wave just west of the coast of Africa that's producing disorganized showers and thunderstorms. The system has a low chance for formation through the next 7 days, only about 20% right now, but we'll continue to watch that for you as well. That's your morning blend weather check, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. Sherwin-Williams Paints got you covered for all your painting and equipment needs. Visit Sherwin-Williams Paints online or in-store today. And at 8:29, time for another check of traffic brought to you by RBC. Find your loan solution with RBC. In your real-time traffic, I can't recall seeing anything like this, folks. Mile Butler Highway. Oh, boy. This is quite a situation. Northbound traffic, heavy traffic. This is almost as far down as Carmichael, but so well south of Hampshire Road, you're going to be seeing that slow-moving traffic straight through the Fire Trail roundabout and all the way up to Tawny Gloom Starling Highway. So very, very, very bad today. Backed up along Fire Trail as well. You might want to avoid Mile Butler Highway for now. But your alternate routes are going to be challenging as well. Gladstone Road busy just north of Fire Trail, straight through to John F. Kennedy Drive, northbound. And then Blue Hill Road, also slow-moving traffic near St. Vincent Road and north of Carmichael, straight through to Independence Drive, especially north of Soldier Road. And Carmichael's backed up eastbound to Blue Hill Road, so that's slow-moving traffic there and near Fire Trail Road as well. Carmichael westbound on the way to Coral Harbor Road, also seeing some slow-moving traffic at this hour. Elsewhere, we've got Robinson Road, very congested there from Soldier straight through to Marathon and East-West Highway, especially as you approach Old Trail if you're heading westbound, but also slow-moving eastbound towards Soldier Road at this hour. And Soldier Road is busy for you from that intersection straight through to north of the retreat on Village Road. And school is back in session on Village Road, so it's going to be slow-moving traffic there. Bernard Road backed up as well, westbound. And we are back into the fall school pattern, definitely this morning, folks. Mackey Street also seeing some slow-moving northbound traffic for you. And those are your hot spots. That's your real-time traffic. Good luck to you. Traffic brought to you by RBC. Start a conversation at rbc.com/loan/all of you.
Don't shop at Sherwin-Williams then. Don't get the best service in the Bahamas then.
The love is really, really strong in Sherwin-Williams. We don't just sell paint. We service you with a smile, good hearts, mind, soul, and body. And we love our customers as much as we love ourselves.
Yes, real talk.
I'm not just saying this
Real talk.
to impress myself.
We love to go beyond with customer service. So they feel delighted. They know I can either see Dee Dee, or I can see Shelly, or one of our other wonderful staff members. We treat our customers with the respect of our boss because there are many paint companies they could choose to go to. No, baby. If they go to some other paint companies, so I gonna get this little thing at the end of the week.
We want to make sure you get that little ting, Shelley. Come visit Shelley and Dee Dee at Sherwin-Williams Bahamas, and you'll surely find color in every day.
Doctors Hospital Specialist Clinic is where trusted and best care meets consistency and dedication. Let our expert specialists take you on a healthcare journey where warmth, compassion, and your well-being come diagnosis to prescription. We are with you every step of the way, ensuring your peace of mind. Visit us today at Centerville Medical Center, Collins Avenue and 6th Terrace, and discover quality, compassionate healthcare at Doctors Hospital Specialist Clinic.
Do you have uncontrollable debt? Are you ready to make that move to Fidelity for a stress-free future? These loans have a built-in savings plan that pays you unbeatable interest. Ask about our debt consolidation loans today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Shop early to get your uniforms and catch Janae's Uniform Center's buy 4, get 1 free sale. Pre-monogrammed and regular school shirts, dry fit and cotton polos, jumpers, skirts, boys' long and short pants, PE shorts, underclothes, tights, socks, neckties, belts, sleeping mats, hair accessories, and character work desks. Get 50% off backpacks, lunch bags, and raincoats. Buy 4 school shirts, get 1 free. Buy 2 skirts, jumpers, or pants, get the third 50% off. Need embroidery and monogramming done? Visit Meet the Back to School Rush. Janae's Chesapeake Road Back to School Special. Restrictions apply.
Tell them. Now let me see now. 326 ETIC. Hello? This Epic Eckert battery. This Miss Beulah from round the corner. I hear you're selling tires now on Wolf Road too.
Praise the Lord. It's about time. I live Fox Hill and Fire Trail. It's too far.
That ain't all. They open Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. On Sunday and holiday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
My brother Sam, he's a hacker, and he could go right there and get fixed up.
Call us at 326-EPIC. We ship also to the Family Island.
Nassau. Get ready for a night you simply won't want to miss. For the first time in over 40 years, experience an evening with Eddie Menace live at the Amphitheater, Nassau Cruiseport on Saturday, October 5th. Tickets are on sale now. Go to ticketboxevents.com or go to the Nassau Cruiseport box office, located in the Junkanoo Museum. Joining Eddie on stage, Franchon, Gino D, Iris Store, and Tinghamden. An evening with Eddie Menace live at the Amphitheater. Nassau. Get your tickets now.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strong with you on this Friday morning. All right, so talking about what else is in the news this morning, and Fred Mitchell says he doesn't think there's an appetite for campaign finance laws. Oh, boy. Our Rachel Scott writing about it today. While the Progressive Party promised ahead of the election to bring about campaign finance legislation, PLP Chairman Fred Mitchell says that he is of the view that, quote, there is not an appetite for it. When asked whether the Davis administration will bring the promised legislation to Parliament this term, Mitchell said, quote, I know that people talk about campaign finance reform. My own personal view is that there is not appetite for campaign finance reform in this beyond the terms of disclosure in this country, and that is my personal view. Okay, so I just want to stop right there. So just because the sides can't agree doesn't mean that there's not an appetite for it, or right? It's just that, not an appetite to work collaboratively on it? That's very different. That's very different. But anyway, let's continue reading. He said, quote, as for the public policy, that's something which my colleagues in the cabinet will have to decide. As a philosophical point, it's like apple pie. Everybody agrees with campaign finance reform. So I can't say I disagree with it, but the devil's always in the details. I don't get the apple pie reference. What is it? Everybody says they like apple pie, but not every. But what is it? I don't. Okay. Mitchell's latest comments seeing the Organization of American States in January when he said work was ongoing to develop a legal framework to govern campaign finance practices. At the time, Mitchell said, quote, as outlined in the administration's Blueprint for Change election manifesto, the government is committed to campaign finance reform, and work is ongoing in development of a legal framework to govern campaign finance. Mitchell was responding to the presentation of the OAS Electoral Observer Mission's final report on the 2021 Bahamian general election, which noted, quote, a lack of campaign finance reporting requirements for candidates and political parties, along with the absence of an authority with supervisory and enforcement functions in this regard, results in an accountability deficiency in the country's electoral system. That's a very serious criticism there, but accurate, 110% accurate. OAS observers made similar comments after overseeing the Bahamas' 2012 and 2017 general elections. previous administrations, including the last F&M government, have promised to introduce campaign finance laws but have failed to do so. On Wednesday, F&M leader Michael Pintard said he's willing to make public the F&M's campaign donors as he challenged Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis to do the same for the PLP. When asked if the PLP was willing to do so, Mitchell said he was not going to get drawn into Pintard's game, and I think you heard that on the news a few minutes ago. So let's get your reaction to this, folks. This is a serious statement from Mitchell. He says it's his personal view, but we've seen that sometimes when he says things, it's more than his personal view. What do you make of it all? This is something every single party has promised, and every single time we are no further with any of this coming into fruition than we were 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. It's just something they love to say. This and local government for New Providence. They love to say, but apparently, and definitely hate the idea of real local government for the Family Islands. So, but they all say it. But let's hear from you. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, toll free 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us 422-4796. Caller, what say you on this? Good morning, you're on the air.
Hey, Dwight, sorry I had to call you back, but I had to. When I heard that statement, right? Dwight, Mr. Mitchell is saying that that there's no appetite amongst the
elected officials, it seems.
Right. There's no appetite that amongst them.
Yeah.
But we are the people who are hungry for these things.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
We are hungry for these things, and they hear this man say to us that they don't have no appetite and they work for us. We give them the job that they have. They didn't give us the status that we have. We give them the status that they have as our leaders, and they are turning around and telling us in our face, no, y'all go sit down. You're all hungry for that. We don't have no appetite for that. So it's really clear, based on that statement, that our leaders really don't have no interest in doing nothing in this country that we have appetite for.
Well, I think we need to show them how hungry we are for it, right?
And I agree with you with that.
And he probably is right that he's not seeing it from that they care about it, since people love to throw the money at the parties to get what they think they're going to get in the future. And so he I'm sure from his perspective, he doesn't see the appetite at all.
But Dwight, sorry, it had to been a reason why they was campaigning on these things, Dwight, because they had to been, see, they just play on the emotions of the Bahamian people. They look for things that they know the Bahamian people are interested and are hungry for, and then they make these things up in their manifestos or their blueprints for change and everything, all right? Just to dangle this carrot. Oh yeah, man, we can do this, and then when they get in, like what the man just said, we don't have no appetite for that. But these are the things that these people was campaigning only because they know the Bahamian people want these things, man. And to hear this man suggesting that there's no appetite, man, is ludicrous. It's ludicrous, man.
Okay.
Well, have a nice day.
Thank you very much.
Good way.
Thanks a lot. Let's take this call. You can continue to call in as well, and we'll get to your text messages in just a bit. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning.
Tight like.
I think you forget that when Mr. Clint Watson was the press secretary, he made a statement about the way the Prime Minister speaks, and I think that goes for most of those MPs there. When they are with you, they speak one way. When they are with us, they speak another. This is why Fred Mitchell's statement that he did in January at the thing that he was at was completely different from what he came back home and said to us. Now, there's no appetite. But when he spoke, it was already in process or progress. They were already working on it, hard working on it too.
Well.
So I guess the statement that he made suits his audience.
Well, I guess. And boy,
Because
so which one is going to be the reality? Or is it just going to be talk,
none.
indefinitely talk? That's all.
And even with Mr. Quintal saying that he is willing to open the books and let them see who their finances are, all of a sudden now, they was down his throat wanting to know who is sponsoring him. Now they don't want to get into that. It's a game thing now. It's a game thing. Be a man. You say you can stand up and do something, or you stand up for something. Stand for something. Stand up. Do it. Open your book. Both of you guys, open your book.
Well,
Let's see who's financing you guys.
Confidentiality agreements, apparently. So, well, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Some of your text message. Again, call in 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Toll free, 242-300-5720. What do we need to say to them to if you don't really want this, don't put this in your little manifesto stuff? Can we make that a law? Putting this because it sounds cool, but you really don't believe in true equality or whatever. Don't put it in here. That has to be something. We could propose the chairman can go to jail or something, have to do community service. How about that? If you put in something that you don't believe in your blueprints or manifestos. Let's see. This person says here, it's amazing that the work and efforts of the evil are now being celebrated and owned by the New Day government. What do we, that's the back to the port thing? And the shipyard? The evil. Okay. What's this about? Every policy that the Bahamian people want to see some real movement on, there seems to be an issue with bringing it to the table or even implementing. Obviously, these governments don't want them or don't need help or need help that doesn't exist within their own parties. So maybe they need to start asking the public for assistance, because for me, it's either they're lost. It's probably both. This person says here, this is about the Japanese car things. We're going to get to that a little bit later in the show. We're going to talk about that definitely. There's a lot of text on that, so people want to talk about that. This person says here, come on, Dwight, local government is in Freeport, but it doesn't work. Yeah, that's not the type of local government that would work, right? I think that what does the local government person in Grand Bahama do? They get to decide garbage pickup, I think, maybe. Road cleanup, I think that's it. It's not, they definitely had very little to do, if anything, with the signing of this contract or bringing people to the table. That's not the type of local government that makes any difference. This person says, same person, why does Fred Mitchell always make statements and have nothing to substantiate or reference his statement? He made a statement about banking fees without doing a study. Now he's making a statement about campaign finance reform and not having conducted or cited any studies. He's always speaking off the cuff. Okay. He said it was an opinion. He said it was an opinion. This person says here, these two gangs, the PLP and the FNM, really think the Bahamian people are stupid. And another person says here, I totally agree with the caller. Show the people you're serious about accountability, seeing that you want to lead this country. I think she was saying that to the other people as well. Everybody. What is this text saying? Let's take these calls. Good morning, you're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Dwight. How you doing?
Doing well.
There is a direct, straight line running through the government and the opposition's conduct when it comes down to freedom of information, the disclosure requirements for members of parliament, and this very same subject of transparency or electoral reform for campaign finance. If you take a close look at the three of these things, they have one thing in common: transparency, openness, and they also give the Bahamian people the power to know what their leaders are doing. Fred Mitchell's conduct, since he's been re-elected in this new term, has been very consistent. He has opposed the delivery of the nation. He's now speaking similarly on campaign finance reform, and I could bet you
he definitely wants to see the demise of the Grand Bahama Port Authority.
Yeah. So to me, I believe that the degree to which we are going to be able to bring about any efficacy in the conduct of our affairs in this country is directly related to these very same three platforms that both governments have been very opposing to in many different ways. They've opposed the delivery of these tools to the Bahamian people. They have tinkered with whether they want to raise taxes. They don't ask our appetite for it. Or whether they want to create a new set of, in fact, repeal certain bills that they've done. They don't ask our appetite on certain things. They just go ahead and do it. So for Fred Mitchell to speak the way he's speaking, I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed because for many years I've always expected that Fred Mitchell had the capacity to be a straight shooter. But he is meandering all over the place, and he's a chameleon.
I don't think he's. I think he's still
the official chameleon of the Progressive Liberal Party.
I think he's shooting very straight.
From him in recent days.
I think he is telling you what you need to be paying attention to. This is how they really feel. This is how they really feel, and that's a scary thing. All right, thanks a lot. All right. We're running out of time for the segment. I got to read these messages, and then we're going to go to a break. This person says here, didn't the government already say that they have an issue with legal drafters? This could be the holdup for the campaign finance reform. If you believe that, then yeah, boy. This person says here, Dwight, Bahamians through the MPs do not want change. They see local government in Miami and Orlando work, but do not want it in the Bahamas. It's very strange. Local government is working quite well in Charlotte, North Carolina, where I have a relative who lives there. Almost everywhere in the world. And if the people in charge of that administration at that time aren't working, you recall them or you wait for the election and kick them out and put in people who do work. That's how it works. And the people of that area are responsible for their future, their destiny. They decide what they want or do not want in their community. They don't wait for somebody in the capital city to tell them what they need to do. But we're afraid. We're afraid of that for some reason. We are afraid to empower our people. I don't understand it. I wish I understood it, but I don't. Got to take a break, folks. We'll be back. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Like Andrews grabbing though, don't act like you don't know, you know. Man, you know. Oh, man, how a him go. Oh, don't you know? Man, you know. Yes, man, how a him go. Let's go.
At Wendy's, we are different. We don't just use beef. It's fresh, never frozen. Our burgers are square because we never cut corners. Served hot off the grill with fresh lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and American cheese. We believe in fast food done right. Always serving fresh, never frozen beef. Order a hot, juicy Dave single, double, or triple. Made with fresh, never frozen beef. Now only at Wendy's. Different inside and out.
Living with a neurological condition shouldn't define you. At Cleveland Clinic in Florida, we do whatever it takes to make life better today while discovering new treatments for a brighter and specialized spine care and brain tumor surgery. We're delivering world-class neurology care for the day-to-day, for the days you live for every care in the world. Visit clevelandclinicflorida.org/Caribbean.
We're gonna give you a check every week for a year. Percy's Pension Plan, Island Game, keep you winning. Percy's Pension Plan, dream big, we will help you live it. Percy's Pension Plan, Island Game, we got you. Percy's Pension Plan, from the friends you can trust. If winning is a must, go play the game you know, cause your best chance is with us. The most trustworthy name is Percy's Island Game. So put 20 on your account and ride this easy train at Percy's Island Game.
RBC.
RBC will find the right loan for all of you with competitive rates and extended terms to suit you. Whether it's for debt consolidation, your next vehicle, or home purchase, sometimes we all need a little more. No matter the reason for the loan, we're here to help you find the solution. RBC. RBC has all the loans for all of you. Let's start with a conversation today.
Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store wants to get you ready for back to school.
They have ready-made uniforms and uniform fabrics for almost every school in the Bahamas.
At Carrie's, find skirts, blouses, shirts, jumpers, boy shorts and long pants, neckties, socks, and more.
You can even have your uniform skirts custom-made.
Check out our selection of embroidered cotton shirts.
That's Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store on Mackey Street.
Call us at 393-0758 or 817-0758.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM.
Then it feels that always love's enough for us growing. Make a better world, to make a better world. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying if you care enough for living. Make a better place for you and for me. And the dream we were.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strong with you on this Friday. It's Wet Friday. And we're changing gears to tell you about a special event coming up this evening. It's called SOAR for Kids, a panel discussion. And we're very pleased to have with us Michelle Robinson and Deborah Nemore. You're with AK, both of you?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
We are an interest group, and the interest group is in the process of chartering under the Alpha Kappa Alpha of women.
Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. All right, so let's talk about it all. How and what this event is all about. SOAR for Kids.
So,
Deborah?
So tonight we're having a forum where we're having a panel discussion, and we're soaring for kids. So SOAR is actually an acronym. So it means to safeguard, open communication, advocate, and report.
Okay.
So we're looking to protect the vulnerable and neglected children in our community. So the purpose of the panel discussion is to really engage the community and have them educate them on the signs that they need to look out for child abuse and neglect. And this is particularly important at this time because our kids are going back to school, and they're going to interact with our educators. They're going to interact with other persons in the community. At summertime, everyone's sort of confined to home.
Right.
So when they go back to school, they're going to interact with the school, the teachers, the guidance counselors, etc. So we want people to be able to look out for the signs of abuse and neglect amongst our children.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. We know we have a big problem in this country, but just how bad is it, and how desperately do we need to have this type of discussion?
This is something that we definitely need to have because we've seen with the statistics period from 2019 to 2023 where there has been an increase in the various types of abuse with children. And we just use a broad overhead. We just say abuse. But there is sexual abuse, there is physical abuse, there is emotional abuse. And then one that really surprised me, there is abandonment.
Wow.
Abandonment means that parents have left their children. That is a serious issue.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So tell us about what you're expecting to happen this evening.
So we want the community to come out. We want to engage the community. So we're going to be at the Foxhill Community Center tonight at 7 p.m. And we're going to have a host of panelists, experts in the field. So the first panelist is going to be Dr. Janet Davis Dorset, who is actually the president of the interest group. So she's a pediatrician and she works directly with kids. So she is going to tell you what the signs that you should look for from a medical perspective. We also have Mrs. Mavis Johnson Colley speak to the legal aspects, or in terms of the laws, etc., in terms of child protection in our country. Then we also have ASP Mikhail Pinder, and she's going to go over the statistics, what the police are seeing in their work. And finally, we're going to have Mrs. Zoe Miller Powell, who's a former guidance counselor with the Ministry of Education. So she's been in the field for years. So as you can see, we have a lot of expertise from various aspects on our panel. And it's going to be moderated by Miss Sharon Poitier, who's also a former educator as well.
Okay. So they'll all be making presentations. Will the members of the public be able to interact or ask questions?
Yes, yes. As Soa said with the open communication. So when we talk about open communication, we want to start the conversation. Let's start talking about it. And when we start talking about it, we bring awareness. And awareness in a sense where we want to solve the problem or try to. Yes.
Absolutely. All right. So how many people can you accommodate? Do people need to register if they want to come out? Tell us about how that works.
We do have they can register online on our Facebook page. If they're not able to attend in person, we can accommodate as much persons as possible. The hall is very large. We can accommodate hundreds of persons, but if they're unable to come, we will be streaming live on our Facebook page as well, and they can register there.
Okay, and how can people access that Facebook page?
Island Jewels. Island Jewels or Facebook?
Island Jewels. That's the name of your
interest group.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell us how that works. An interest group within the sorority. Explain that concept to us.
Well, what happens is that we were a group of women who have come together. Our sorority is an organization. And the main purpose of that organization is to serve. We want to serve within the community. We know that there are issues within community, and we want to help address those issues in the community. So we've come together to form this interest group, and over a period of time, we're looking to charter into a chapter, into a location where we see the need that we can offer our service.
Okay, wonderful. So that's what I was going to ask you. Well, after this panel discussion tonight, what are you hoping will be next?
Well, we want to continue to work in that community, the Fox Hill community, the eastern end of New Providence. Children, the youth, will be one of our main focus. We have a number of initiative programs, projects that's up on the rise. One of them will include feeding children at a local primary school, providing them with lunch on a monthly basis. Another would be where we want to have a mentorship program with young people, and this will be for the whole school year.
Excellent.
We're going to start up in September, and we'll end in June.
Okay.
And we're looking forward to that, myself in particular, because I love working with children.
Yeah.
I love working with the youth.
Excellent, excellent. All right, so Deborah, one more time, remind night and where, when, why, all that stuff.
So we're going to Soar for Kids is a child protection forum at the Fox Hill Community Center, 7 p.m. sharp, and we hope to see you there.
Okay, wonderful stuff. Keep us posted on what comes after this, and we really appreciate you both, Deborah Nemore and Michelle Robinson, Island Jewels, part of AKA, and Soar for Kids panel discussion tonight.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
All right. We're going to break for news and be back with Morning Blend Business in just a bit. Stay with us here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Spirits never die. In my heart, I feel you are all my brothers.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Friday, August 30th, 2024. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. As promised, we're going to get to what the Minister of State for Environment had to say about Japanese market vehicles and imports here. We'll get to that a little bit later in the show. But before we get to that, we want to talk about a special initiative that we're very happy to be a part of here at the at Guardian Radio, the Guardian Media Group, and our Paul Fernandez is with us this morning. Welcome back, Paul. And also this morning from the Hit Spot, we have Strachan Williams.
Yes.
Good morning. Great to have you with us.
Good morning.
All right. So, and this is a coincidence. It ties into what we're going to talk about a little bit later in the show about Japanese market vehicles. And we know there are lots of pros and lots of cons to them. But one thing that we know about them is that often the radio stations, it just doesn't work. You can't pick up. It's difficult to pick up local radio stations yes. because it just is a totally different system, and this has been a problem for many people. But there is a fix. Some people know about it, but it seems some people don't know about it.
First of all, thank you very much, Dwight, for allowing me to come upstairs. You know, when I grace your presence, it's an amazing thing. Also. You talking about Japanese imports from the ministry's perspective and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, we know you're a great producer of shows, so you tie this in very well. So
that was just luck.
Nah, you know you got that down.
You think
man.
so?
I know you go, man. But in terms of the ban, Paul Fernandez, this is me talking. This is not the technical person talking. Ms. Williams will discuss the technical side of it. Mm-hmm. But when you get a car from the eastern side of the world, mm-hmm. the bandwidth is basically very, very low. All they do like the 28s and the 29.5 and this and that and that. In the western side of the world, we start off like at 88, mm-hmm. 99, 100 and something. Because right now, I think the highest one we have here on the FM dial mm-hmm. is 106. Yeah. 0.5, that's
we have
Star
few,
FM.
We have a few
maybe a few more over that.
107s and stuff. Yeah,
yeah right. Yeah. So that's the difference in
the range there.
So it's the range on the western side and mm-hmm. the range on the eastern side. So that's basically the reasoning why if you get a car, you have to make sure you could have the right range radio station, the FM modulator, to accept the frequencies that are local.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, and as you mentioned the word, band expander, that's what you need to convert your radio station in your Japanese vehicle to pick up the stations that we have here locally. And so, Strachan, you'll tell us about that. What is a band expander? Tell us more about it.
Okay, a band expander is a part that the installers install to your radio. It helps you to pick up your FM, AM local station frequency. Mm-hmm. So it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to install. You don't have to make any appointments. You can walk right in. We have technicians on site waiting to serve you. And like I say, we also have refreshments for sale while you wait to have it done. So it's not a long process. Once the band expand is installed inside of the vehicle, like your FM, AM local frequency.
Mm-hmm. How often do people do it? Do people?
Well, most vehicles with Japanese that they bring in, mm-hmm. they're not able to pick them up. So you have Hondas, Mazdas, Nissans, etc.
And the national car of the Bahamas, a Note.
The Notes, sometimes taxi vans as well.
Yeah.
Because, when you're dealing with tourists, you want them to be able to hear the local news and the culture, the different radio stations. So once you do that, once you have that done, you'll be able to pick up the frequency.
Mm-hmm. Do people seem to know about it, or?
We have a good bit of persons come in and have it done on a daily basis.
Okay.
We're open Monday through Saturday, 9:30 to 5:30.
Mm-hmm. And when you say we, who is we?
The Hit Spot on Village and Soldier Road.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. So normally, how much does it cost?
We have a special going on where you can purchase the pod and also have it at $8. That's also inclusive of that.
Mm-hmm. Right. As far as I was aware. But anyway, we'll discuss that later. But I think because the Guardian Media Group is involved we've spoken to the Hit Spot and Audio Plus, and they've brought it down to $79.99. So that's supposed to be the regular price is $88, but because the Guardian Media Group has spoken to them about this, because we want more people to be able to hear the local stations, not just Guardian Radio and Star FM and Hot FM. Any radio station you want to listen to, you should have the opportunity to listen to. And so we thought it would have been a great initiative to get a supplier in the Bahamas to bring down the price and get more people aware of the band expander, and that is what the Guardian Media Group joined with the Hit Spot and Audio Plus, and that's where we are today. And we're going to start that special on September 2nd. That's Monday.
So Monday, and for the month of September, you have this discounted rate.
$79.99.
So there you have it. You have a better rate as well. So come on down.
So mention Guardian Media Group, and you get that special rate there.
Right. You have to say you can because you heard. Well, you can't say it because you heard it on. If you have a Japanese import,
hopefully you'll tell the friends.
Right.
Tell the friends about it.
You probably listen to us on your iPhone or your Nokia.
Guardian Radio app or the website.
Yes.
And if you want to hear us in your car, and we know a lot of people are opting to go with the Japanese market vehicles, so this will no longer be your excuse. Don't let that be an excuse.
That's
and
right.
You can take
But it's important to have local stations in your car.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, a lot of people say, but they listen to us, like you say, on the app and everything like that. But, you know, in times of emergencies and
it's hurricane season right now. We're about to enter the peak of the season.
It's important to have local radio in your radio, on your car. And it's important that persons are aware. A lot of people, I think, aren't aware that they could get a band expander.
Right.
They could get something that could fix their radio. They just think, oh, this is junk. I have to buy a new radio. A new radio will probably cost you about $200 and something dollars, and you have to get it installed. But here it is, you have $79.99. You can just go down there, 15 minutes. You can listen to Morning Blend every morning with Dwight, Strachan. Hey, what more can you ask for?
Oh, my goodness. All right, so we're getting some messages. People say, hey, you just got to find it. It won't line up, but so why not just do that? But I mean, you got to remember where that is. I mean, you can program it, but we say 96.9 all the time. I mean, why would you listen to us on some other number that doesn't line up?
No, to be honest, if you put a band expander in your radio, it's not, because it expands the band, it's not necessarily going to say 96.9. You'll be able to hear it. But when some radios, they won't say it because they were designed for the low frequencies. And so the key is that you can hear the radio station, the radios, because you can't really see a radio station. It's best to hear it. So once you would they say preset it, you'll have the radio station that you wish.
But if you don't, you might not be able to pick it up at all.
Oh, if you don't have a band expander in your radio in the Bahamas, in a Japanese import, you won't be able. You won't be able.
But the technicians, they'll walk you through, and they'll let you know exactly what stations you can put it on, so that you can be able to pick up whatever station that you want.
So, for example, you will not have 96.9, but you'll have like a 76.9,
like that.
Right, things of that nature. That's how it would work.
Right. All right. So again, you say it's a simple process. Doesn't take very long.
Not
you
at
can
all.
walk in and have your radio set up in
15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah,
And we
okay.
also have refreshments on sale. We have a waiting area, so you don't have to pick up or drop off. You can wait right there and have.
Is it air conditioned?
We invite you inside. Some persons prefer sitting outside, so wherever you're comfortable, you can sit right there and have it done within 15 to 20 minutes. We have friendly staff and technicians waiting to serve you.
What I was curious about, Dwight, when I called Audio Plus, and because you mentioned to me that you would like to have a representative from Audio Plus or the Hit Spot to come and speak to us, and they say, what woman know about radio?
What type of backward person? Why would you say something like that?
No, I mean, what kind of witchcraft is it? They can send a lady to talk about technical stuff?
You are where it's 2024, right?
But let me ask, how did you get involved with this technical stuff?
When I work, I like to be informed of what's going on around me in case persons call over the phone and they would want to, hear more about it instead of just coming in. So I just, I work close to them and I go outside, and sometimes I look and see exactly what informative with the customers as they call over the phone.
Well, that's excellent.
All right, so
I was just kidding, Dwight.
I hope you were. I really hope you were.
Listen, man, I have a sister. She's a librarian at the Eugene Dubuque law firm. She is involved with a lot of stuff. She's a AKA. So I know women today can do anything.
Like to multitask.
Wow. I'm glad you know it. All right. So everyone knows the hit spot, right? They've been around for quite a while now, since I was a teenager. My goodness.
Yes.
But for those who are going to pretend like they don't know, tell everybody where you are exactly.
Okay, we have 2 locations. We don't do it at the Robinson Road location because we have technicians on site at Village and Soldier Road. We're located. You have Burger King on the Light of Village Road. They have a Tiger Mart opposite Burger King, which is the gas station. We're located in the plaza directly behind the gas station.
Yeah, been there for what? How many years now?
But one thing they should also be aware of, they have some guys who are techies. So if you just want to purchase it and install it yourself, that can be done as well.
Yes.
Oh boy, these text messages. Dwight, I also am surprised that a woman is speaking about radio installations. Man, what is going on?
They're kidding.
I hope that's a joke.
That's a kidder.
This is, wow.
We're getting ready to have, right now, as we speak, a woman is running for the presidency of the United States of America, one of the most powerful countries in the world. So that's just, when I said it, I was just kidding. No, I don't know the person who text you. I don't know.
My goodness gracious. All right, so let me ask you this. We get a text message. Someone says, I'm for a really low price. So why shouldn't I just do that and try to put it in myself? What do you think of that?
I won't encourage persons to install them themselves because sometimes you can run into technical difficulties and then you still have to come in order for you to pick up the local stations. So I would prefer, it is your choice, but I would prefer you to come down and have
You would recommend?
I would recommend you come down to have it installed professionally.
Yeah, they could do more damage.
Exactly. And then you still won't be able to get the station. So it's best.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's best you get it done professionally.
Yeah.
But on part of bringing it in, you could, of course, you can go to Amazon. You can order it online. It'll cost you $25. It costs you the price of the unit. Then it'll cost you $25 processing fee. Then you have to pay duty. Then you have to pay freight. Then you have to go and get it from the supplier.
Did you mention the VAT and then the other VAT?
Yes, and so it's no problem. You could, persons can do that, or they could go to Florida, pay $300 on Bahamas Air, pick one up, put it in their suitcase, bring it back over, and then go in and install it. It's no problem. But if you want the convenience of having to just go to the hit spot on Soldier Road, go inside, suck up some of that air, drink a cold soda, 15 minutes you're in and out, $79.99. I mean, hey, you can't beat that.
No,
That's
sounds
right.
really good. All right, so one more time, Paul, remind folks about the special that begins for September.
We here at the Guardian Media Group, we're very proud to be able to make people aware of certain things, and we're glad to partner with the Hit Spot and Audio Plus in trying to make more Bahamians aware. And this is not just for people in Nassau. This is people around the Bahamas, that they can get a band expander installed in their vehicles, and they can listen to local stations for, like I said, emergencies. It's always good to be aware.
And quality programming on Guardian Radio.
Right.
You can listen to Dwight Strachan on Morning Blend
Some will say,
Monday to
I
Friday.
want to take my radio in the car because But yeah, for all those other reasons as well. All right. So the month of September. Yeah.
That's
Great stuff.
And if you want to further inquire on it, you can contact us at 393-3732.
Give us that number again.
393-3732. We will be waiting to hear from you.
Who should they ask for?
To serve you. You can ask for myself, Miss Williams, or you can ask for any one of the technicians, Mr. Knowles or Ain.
Let me ask you a question. I know there's more than Mr. Ames or Miss Williams or yourself at the hit spot. Who else is down there at the hit spot? You want to send a shout out to the guys and the girls who are listening right now?
Okay, shout out to our staff. We have Samantha Clark, that's our supervisor in the shop. We also have Tiffany Blatch, that's a sales and cashier rep. Myself, Miss Williams, Ian, and Mr. Knowles. There are 2 technicians that we have on site. Audio Plus, we have Jerome, we have David, and
Miss
Miss
Johnson.
Johnson. Yes, Mr. Johnson as well. So we have great staff, and both shops we're waiting.
What
to
about
see.
Robinson Road?
We have Miss Poitier and Mr. Means.
There you go.
Paul's a real sales.
Everybody.
Oh my gosh, Sean Williams, thank you so much for being here this morning and letting us know. Paul, Fernanda, thank you, and everybody. Hey, get your radios set up.
Get your band expanders.
Get your band expanders at the special deal with Hitspot for the month of September.
Yes, $79.99. You can't beat that with a stick.
No, definitely not. Thank you again for
Thank
being
you
here. Have
for
a great
having
weekend.
me. Same to you.
We're going to take
Enjoy.
a break and be back with more Morning Glen business in just a bit. Stay with us.
I never told the soldiers how I've been feeling over you, but they said it really loud. They said it on the air, on the radio, whoa, on the radio, whoa, on the radio, whoa, on the radio, whoa.
Earning zero interest on your savings at the bank? With as little as $100, you can start earning interest on your money while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank with the CFAL Savings Express Plan. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
Hey Bahamas, ready for some eye-openers? Check out 2 brand new books by our legendary 3-time PM, Hubert Ingram. Get the tea on his amazing leadership and courage to buck the system. These books are for you, the game changers, movers and shakers, and anyone passionate about our nation's roots and future. Available now at Dungalik Studios, Logos Bookstore, the National Art Gallery of the Bahamas, and Chapter 1 Bookstore. Score your copies today. Celebrate our amazing legacy.
All those loans I had were so overwhelming. Fidelity's debt consolidation loan combined all my loan payments into one easy payment. With a built-in savings plan that pays me unbeatable interest. Make that move to Fidelity. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Calling all young champions, supportive sidekicks, and wise mentors. Are you ready to unleash your back-to-school superpowers? Fly into John Bull Business Center, gear up, and enjoy a super 20% off all school supplies and 10% off on teaching aids. And that's not all. With every purchase now through September 7th, enter to win a $3,000 shopping spree. Zoom in to John Bull Business Center today and gear up like a true super student.
It's a Scotia Plan Loan Summer. With Scotiabank, you can chase your summer vacation, swing into your home renovation, and slide on back to school with ease. Apply for your Scotia Plan loan and benefit from competitive rates, flexible loan terms, and no payments for up to 2 months. Take off your to-do list this summer and apply for a Scotia Plan loan today.
Welcome back to Morning Event Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan with you, and Paul Fournette is sticking around with us.
Fortunately.
For the rest of the show. All right, so as promised, we wanted to get into this, what the State Minister for Environment is saying about used vehicles from Japan market vehicles, and concerns about the environmental impact and more. Take a listen to this report from our Vonik Toot.
As an increasing number of Bahamians purchase used Japanese vehicles, Minister of State for the Environment Zane Lightbourne is raising concern about the condition of some of the vehicles allowed into the country and onto the road, as well as their environmental impact.
We are importing sometimes what's trash in other countries. You know, we have to be careful that we don't import write-off vehicles that are put back together. You see a lot of vehicles now with the wheel dropping off. And you'd be like, how does something like that happen? They're just on the highway and there was a wheel kick out where it seemed like the whole suspension systems failed. Some of these vehicles we are finding have been condemned in other countries, but they managed to make their way in our countries in some way, shape, or form. So it's just a responsibility and an enforcement effort that's going to be needed for us to be very effective in this area.
The compact cars have become the vehicle of choice for many drivers due to their affordability. The minister was asked what is being done to ensure vehicles are roadworthy when they are brought into the country.
The inspection process continues because there are a number of agencies, and I can't speak precisely to how effective the other agencies are, law enforcement agencies, but I know that from basic visits, at the regular ports, we know that those inspections take place. Those vehicles have to be tracked from where they came from to make sure they're not stolen. But as it would go, we always have to modify our processes, use relevant technology to keep up with the changes, because persons are hell-bent sometimes on bringing in these vehicles because they want to make the quick buck.
He warned of the negative impact such vehicles can have on the environment when they are improperly discarded.
The unfortunate circumstance is that we have a lot of vehicles being imported and daily, and many persons are in the business of selling vehicles, and they are not, once these vehicles are mashed or become unusable, then they just leave the vehicle someplace. And, you know, a vehicle takes up a lot of space. And we just need persons to care as much for the industry. If you're going to get involved in this type of industry, you need to have a certain care about what happens to that vehicle if you're selling into the sale of cheap or affordable vehicles for persons.
In 2015, the government announced a ban on the importation of wrecked vehicles and cars more than 10 years old, citing environmental and safety reasons. At least one auto dealer has suggested the government should reduce the age limit from 10 years to 7 years. Lightbourne said those who import, sell, and purchase cheap cars also have a responsibility.
You know, as a responsible citizen of the country, weigh what you're doing and how it's affecting people. The government is the people, and the people who live nearby to you every day, they're the ones who are complaining. So it isn't that the government just make laws because they want to make your life miserable. There are people who have very, very relevant concerns that we need to take in. How does it affect your fellow man? How does it affect the person next door?
Reporting for the Guardian News Network, I'm Vonik Toot.
Okay, so Lightbourne is speaking there from an environmental standpoint. Of course, people have been joking, and it's unfortunate, joking that these have been disposable vehicles for a long time, and that's just awful, and that conjures up some terrible images, but we see it. They are just left all over the side of the road. But there are bigger problems. You and I were talking about this off air, Paul, about, and this goes back decades from when this first started in the early 2000s. I remember the Tribune writing a story on this. The fact that the crime issue at vehicles, especially in the beginning, but still now, these aren't Japanese vehicles that were made for this part of the world, the Western Hemisphere, especially our region. These are Japan market vehicles only for that part of the globe. And so when you bring in cars like that to this part of the world, you don't have the parts. You don't have definitely body parts, and you definitely don't have some of the engine parts. And that has created a whole black market where people, because now you need to find, because you got in a car accident, and you don't have insurance, you got to find the body part for this car, but Where are you going to find it from?
Offender,
You got to unfortunately, take it from that other one down the street. And we see that they've been taking bumpers and headlights and the hoods and all manner of things from people because it's very hard to find these parts. And this has gotten much worse over the past 20, 30 years. And we've created a terrible situation here. When we did a show on this about 10 years ago, right here on Morning Blend, people were outraged. They were saying we were elitists. We were trying to dissuade people from buying these vehicles. How dare you? But this is all I can afford. You don't understand because you are a snob or whatever. But the chicken is environmentally and criminally at this point. But here we are. What are we going to do?
Well, let me take the first part of the situation first, the legislative part. I agree with the minister that, yes, we are creating an environmental problem because, like you said, we're bringing junk, 10-year-old cars to the Bahamas, and their lifespan is basically 5 years, and then they are, again, more junk. However, the House of...
I don't know if it's 5 years. Would it be 5 years?
Yeah, I have a 2008 Nissan Note. So I got it in 2017. It's now 2024, and it's still running pretty good.
So it's more than 5 years.
Yeah, it's more than 5 years, but on average, because a lot of them get hit.
5 years. That's how badly you all treat them.
Yeah, some of them treat.
Okay.
Yeah. Payments is treat cars bad.
Yes, absolutely.
But I want to talk about the action that the government can take. Now, it's 60% duty on a car. So if you go to Florida and you purchase a car for $20,000, $30,000, and you add 60% on that, that takes it up into the 40s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or the high 30s. So,
and that's not including freight, shipping, and
right?
VAT.
So the government can, with the signature of the PM on a law, reduce the duty of cars.
Yes.
And that would solve people wanting to buy a cheap car out of the eastern part of the world. That's something they can do right now.
Immediately.
They go to House Assembly, look, we want to change the law. It's duty on cars, not duty on everything. Duty on cars is slashed down to 0%. Right?
Well,
we're going to reduce, we can take off the VAT.
Something, maybe not zero, but whatever. Something low. Yes.
Whatever they present as a bill.
And parts too, because people have some cars here and they can't afford to fix it, and they say, well, I'll just get a disposable car from Japan.
But on top of 60% on a new car, you have to pay 100% on parts. So, 100% on parts.
A lot.
100%.
Not 100, but 60.
It's 100%, Dwight. 100%.
Which part are you talking about?
Any part you bring from out of Florida, 100%.
Are you including all the other things, the freight and the duty? And
you weren't talking about that yet.
Okay, but it's a lot. Parts, it's a lot.
If you bring a part in from the United States, right, it's 100%.
It's generally 60 though.
No, only on duty on cars. Everything is
most parts
specific.
Are 40 to 60. I'm pretty sure. I bet your money on that one.
Bet your money.
It's still too much.
Someone can call it
still too much. 60% is too much for parts.
Right.
It's too much.
So they can do something that's immediate.
Somebody's saying 75. I know for the parts I had to bring in, it was often 60%.
You might have bought an electrical part. I don't know.
But anyway, I've never seen 100. But it's too much.
It's too much. I agree. And they could do something about that right away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, the Japanese imports, they are very cheap. You can get a Japanese import for less than $1,000.
Right.
But what the Japanese have done is they've increased the cost of duty and freight from their end. So is a line figure, $4,500, I think, regardless of what car you buy. You could buy one for $20. You could buy one for $2,000. You still have to pay that duty and freight. Coming to Japan is $4,500. Now the government charges you duty on the cost of the car. So if you get a car for $1,000, you pay $600 duty, and then you have some other charges, that brokerage fees and some other stuff and VAT and stuff like that. So you can basically get a car out of Japan for $7,000-$8,000.
Yeah,
and it's 10 years old. So if you're paying less than $10,000 for a car, and you could get a car out of Florida for $10,000 with not a bunch of duty, you got a chance. You could have a brand new car. The lifespan of it increases tremendously. You know, the government have an opportunity to stop all these
Yeah.
Japanese
to go. There's another way, and it's going to be a little more challenging, but other countries have done it. Definitely the U.S. does it. And many other countries do it. You just ban certain vehicles. This is not to be imported into our country. This is on a list of vehicles. We know that we've had problems sourcing parts for this. This is an often stolen vehicle or whatever. This one is on the list of cars you cannot import to this country. That's going to take a lot of work, and people have to be paying a lot of attention, but it can be done.
But you cannot just, in my opinion, you cannot just stop the import without offering an alternative.
Sure.
You cannot do that. You can't.
I agree with you.
You're
totally.
going to put a cap.
If you're going to do that, you're going to have to lower the duties.
There's
Totally
here's
agree with
banana and here's the skin.
Yes.
Now, in terms of stolen car parts, I had a bumper stolen from my car.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I watched him on the camera. It took less than 3 minutes for him to just pull off the bumper and break off running with it.
Mm-hmm.
And with the alarm on.
And they'll be very happy to sell that back to you.
But I put a ugly breaker bumper back on my car. Now, if you want that one, you could have that one. I ain't putting no brand new bumper on for them to come and take it back off again. That don't make no sense to me.
Crazy stuff, and that's happening every day in this country, it seems.
Yeah, you go. They send videos out all the time, but the person's taking off hoods, taking the lights out off the car, but bumper's automatic. The back and the front bumper, and
but
they take it from people in the church.
You see the places that have right for sale and the hoods.
Right.
You seen that?
But the thing about it is,
are we investigating them?
That's the problem. If you don't import 1,000 bumpers, how you could sell 10,000 bumpers?
Yeah.
If you don't import none. You know what I mean?
Auto parts, 60%, Paul. 60%.
60% auto parts?
Yeah.
Stand
some
corrected.
40, but 60 is the most common.
But that's still high.
That's insane.
That's exactly.
It's insane.
And again, the government could do something today.
Yeah.
Today. The next time they go, I know they're like the minister of the environment who is trying to do something about the environmental impact it's having. This is his way now to say, okay, we'll do something about the environmental impact by lowering the cost of duty on imported cars from America, and solve two problems with one time.
Yeah.
You help the consumer and you help the environment at the same time.
All right, let's get some of your views on this. People online, when this story aired on the NASAGuardian.com and on the Guardian Facebook page, saying the same thing: reduce the duty and the VAT, and then we can totally solve or partially solve this problem. And these be on the path to solving it. And yeah, man, we totally agree. 323-6232, 325-4316. 325-4259. Toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hi, good morning. But timely. This is a very timely topic. I got a car from Japan a few months ago. Got here into the Bahamas, into Nassau. Had to wait for a certificate to say that the car was okay to ship into the Bahamas. I waited. The car was here for almost a month before I could have gotten my papers. The Bureau of Standards is responsible, I think, for it. Okay? They told me that I couldn't, even... Long story short, we have to be more diligent in the cars that is coming into the country to make sure that they are road safety.
Yeah.
Mine came in a horrible state.
Oh, wow.
Okay, horrible state. I still had to pay $300 to get a certificate to say that the car is worthy for the road.
So,
this should have been done in China.
What
how did it get into the country?
Was it China or Japan?
Japan.
So was
Japan.
it what you saw online didn't match what you got? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Oh boy, that's rough. Yeah.
No.
That
Okay.
is terrible. So what happens now? What's supposed to happen now?
Well, I got it. I got the certificate of standard, just to get the car cleared. Thank God for that, that it could have been done here. Okay, but we just have to pay more attention to, the cars that is coming into the country.
Yeah.
I also heard y'all speaking about, cars that is being stolen so much. almost like to stop them from coming into the country. I that part of it, I don't really, agree with. Just maybe get something that could safeguard your car. I don't know how we're going to do it, because it's too many persons, getting their car parts stolen or the whole car, inconveniencing people.
Yeah.
Okay? So we have to help ourselves to help, others.
Right. Thank you very much.
That part of Bureau of Standards, thank God for them. Thank you for listening. Okay? So thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's take another call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi, good morning. Are you there? Call us back. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259.
On the topic of stolen cars, I think a lot of Bahamians, what they need to do too, yes, they have alarms in their car, but they need to put a tracker in their car. It's not expensive. It hooks right. Everybody has a cell phone, so it's an app that you get put on your cell phone. I think you have to buy a chip, but it's a valuable piece of equipment, and you could have it installed at such a place in your car that it takes them a long time to locate it, and you get a chance, at least if it's stolen within 24 hours, you can find your car.
Can you put a tracker on each part, like the bumper, the headlight, and
you can, but it's very expensive.
Put it on every single thing because they'll take it. Okay, this person says here, they're talking about the shipping costs, $3,000 to $4,000 from Japan. They're asking, where did you get that bumper that you replaced your other bumper from? Where did you get that from?
My son's.
Don't get yourself in trouble now.
No, my son's father-in-law. He's a bodywork person, so he took it off a car that wanted a new bumper, and he just happened to have one in his yard. Because I was looking for him to put on a new bumper. He said, "Man, I ain't got to put on a new bumper. I can put this one on. If they want that one, tell them teach that one."
Wow. Okay. Let's take this call. Producer can put that call through. Good morning, caller. You are on the air.
A pleasant good morning to you, sir.
Hi. Good morning.
I trust it all is well with you.
Yes.
Just my 50 cents on what I hear you all discussing there. I'll talk about the reduction of the duty on imported vehicles, right?
We're saying that might be something to help to reduce the need for people to bring in very old cars from the Japanese market.
First of all, my first question is, do you think, or would you agree with me, that this country has too many motor vehicles?
New Providence, we got an issue.
But that's subjective. That's subjective.
It's tricky. We don't have a good public transportation system, and so unfortunately people are pushed into
that.
that.
My question is now, listen, so you say go ahead and reduce the income, the revenue to bring in vehicles, right? So we could get another flood of vehicles coming in. Where would the government then, what area of our whatever it is, would they increase the revenue now? They ain't just simply decrease the revenue and then what? Where are they going to get it from?
And
you have to take into consideration.
You see, when you talk about reducing revenue, right? The government basically runs basically by the amount of revenue that they generate to run the country, right? So how could we go ahead now and take away this revenue for bringing in vehicles, right? And replace it where? What do we put it on? Breadbasket items? Or what?
You make an excellent.
Really needs to be done. You see, what really needs to be done, right? Quite frankly, right? Is that look, a proper busing system needs to be established. Why can't they do it? Because what? Too many people in higher places have what? Their own buses, and they refuse to simply come into an agreement so that we get a whole lot of people don't really want driving to work.
Yeah,
if they
totally
can get
agree.
a proper bus system, a lot of people will simply leave their vehicles at home, save themselves a whole lot of money, save a whole lot of confusion on the road.
Yes.
But the government simply will not, or has not. They promised that they would.
Yeah.
But it's never done.
Totally agree with you.
He makes an excellent point.
Thank you very much.
However, he in terms of, I understand what is the environmental impact that all of these cars from Japan is having in the Bahamas. That's a cost that we can't even measure at this particular time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have thousands and thousands of 10-year-old plus cars in this country. You know what I mean? The rodents that go in
Oh,
those
it's a
old
mess.
cars that are on the ground and stuff
But
like
I absolutely, totally agree with, and people know, if you listen to the show regularly, that we have to go in this direction. And I think actually the bus, this is using lots of transportation puns here, the bus ship has sailed. We need to think even bigger than that, right? Or at least electric buses or a light rail system of some kind. And we got to figure that out, and we have to do a lot of planning and plotting to get that to work, but something has to be done, absolutely. But I keep telling you all that if you're waiting for the central government to do this, that's all I have to say. It's never going to happen. That's done by city governments, municipal governments. They're the ones who think like that, not a central government. And we're never going to get this if we wait on these people to do a unified central bus system.
But they're moving they're moving in the right direction. When the minister talks about the environmental impact that the cars are having, that means that they see there's a harmful impact that's going on. So they're moving towards trying to do something now. You're working on the impact of the cars. Now let's work on the transportation side. Yeah. So I think
sure.
Can't be more optimistic.
Sure. I know, but I can't. But I know I need to be more optimistic. Let's take these calls really quickly. Good morning. We've got a lot of text messages too. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hi. Good morning.
Morning, Pablo. How you doing?
Right here, Sparky.
You know.
You got 2 minutes.
I hear these questions all the time, but if you ever looked around this town, half the people in this town can't afford to go to Santon Motors and buy a car right out of the show window. Half of us, more than 90% of us can't even go to the bank and get a loan. But most of us want something to get to and from the nightclubs that you advertise and Pablo that's going to have a party on Friday night. We need transportation. You can't get a loan. Someday you could get a $4,000, $5,000 Japanese car. How much people around here can afford a $30,000 car? Coming out of the window with plastic on it, and it just come out the window. Ain't much payments around here.
Yeah,
you look in these yards around here. I got neighbors in the back of me. Daddy got a car. Mommy got a car. The son got a car. The daughter got a car. The grandchild got a car. 5 cars, 6 cars, plus a bus sitting in a little piece of property, 100 by 50. The whole yard full with car. That's just one yard. Then the mechanic the daddy's a mechanic. He got his bus there with all the cars where they finished fixing. They're along the side of the street through the neighborhood. Yeah. Cars and cars and cars all over the place. And everybody want to get to and from. We can't even afford to hardly buy groceries. How will we afford to buy a car? Look how much car lots in this country.
Yeah, it's insane.
Every place you cross the road from another car lot full of Japanese cars run by Africans here. The Africans in there running most of the car lots around here.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Sparky. But yeah, we definitely know this is not sustainable. Like the previous caller said, that a true public transportation system would make a big difference.
He made a great point.
Yeah. And even, as I keep saying, a true taxi system would help too. If you could had affordable taxis, a lot of people would decide.
Well, yeah, when I was growing up, we used to call 35111.
Cab?
That was, I mean, a lot of people utilize that.
Oh, hell, a whole lot of people.
Yes, so, yes, but not even on top of that. It's good if we could design a good taxi system, local taxi system. In Chicago, you see the checkered taxis, and you go to New York, you see the yellow
cab.
The
main road, hail a cab.
But what I'm saying is, from a touristic point of view, people will come here and shoot a movie because they want that particular car that the taxi that's available for everybody in the Bahamas to use. You could use that as a part of the backdrop in a movie. There's so much things you could do. I'm telling you.
We're blowing it.
Yes.
And we used to do these things, but we've lost it. We've lost our way and at the same time added thousands more vehicles that are just rotting away on the side of the street when they get
there
dumped.
is hope. They will have some smart people that are going to come up with a good idea, and we're going to do better, Dwight.
We already came up with a good idea. Everyone said it. We need to have
utilize the good ideas.
Right, exactly. All the ideas are out there on the table, but nobody's doing anything with them. All right, callers, let's get you these very quickly. Good morning, you're on the air. Hi, good morning. Yes? Okay, let's take this one. Good morning, you're on the air.
Yeah, Dwight, how you doing, and your guest?
Hi.
Dwight, we talk about this a lot of time. The Bahamas is a carbon-based taxation system. The government needs people to be stuck in traffic. They need gas to be consumed, tires to be bought, parts to be bought, and that's the economic system. If you actually study the busing system in cities and places for service, the economic boost that comes from it shows a growth in business growth because you no more have latecomers, you no have all these different things. Your productivity goes up. The problem is that it takes longer than 5 years, and the 5-year celebrities don't have time for it to kick in and to have that effect.
Yeah.
And so the easiest thing to do is say, look, how do we grow the economy so that we can get taxes from it to offset the old methodology of taxes that we have? And you will see that we'll have, you remember that, what is that thing they said, the income, the livable income? Put a unified bus system in, grow the economy, and the livable income will be a natural process rather than one that's forced on businesses. Thank you so much.
Okay. Well, yeah, that would definitely reduce how much money you need to survive in the country. If you didn't have to own a car and maintain a car, you could just pay for a month of bus or rail service or afford a taxi when you need to go somewhere. But nope, the taxes are what, $40 to cross the street. That's what we do in Nassau.
Yeah, I had to come from the airport one time and go right into Sea Beach.
Got to take out a loan for that.
$30. And I came from the airport to just by Super Value. That Sea Beach is basically a little past Super Value.
They got an increase since then, so it's probably $60 now. Wow. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Are you there? Let's take the other call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi. Good morning. Good morning, you're on the air. They're playing games with our phones. They're calling and they're not talking. Hi, you're on the air. Okay, let's read the messages. This person says here, these bad roads play a big role in messing up the cars. Fix the roads first, and then we can see who can afford a car. That's what they're saying. If Zane Lightborn is serious about this, why wheels are dropping off the cars, and the bad suspensions, maybe it's because the roads have potholes and craters. If he's concerned about the roadworthiness, well, how about the roads not being car-worthy? Okay.
But, regardless of the roads, some of those cars that they bring in, they have some major challenges, so I understand where the minister is coming from.
It's both. Yeah. It's both. I want to know if the Bahamas Motor Dealers Association is behind the push to now ban cars over 7 years. Are they the ones who are advocating for the 10-year ban? Were they the ones advocating for that? Well, they would never change their rate because a lot of these car dealerships are big campaign donors. They're not fans of that, and they have a price control on a lot of these things as well. So they're not fans of that. They know that hurts. And when you see an ad for a vehicle that sells for $30,000 in the States and it's advertised for $60,000 here, they know that you know how much it costs in the States, and this is ridiculous.
But I know for a fact, a friend of mine, a former classmate of mine, she was trying to get a car, and I was telling her, well, maybe you should go to Florida, bring in a car, you know what I mean, get, because she wanted a sedan, not a small Japanese car. And I said, well, why don't you go to one of the local dealerships? And I actually called, because Brad is good friends with the people down there in Nassau Motors. And I said, man, where you can get a good car from? They just want to call around me, see. So I called, and they have cars there for less than $25,000.
You're talking
brand new cars
in the Bahamas?
In the Bahamas, I was shocked. I was shocked.
25,000.
Chevrolet, I'm telling you, I can't remember the Groove. That's the name of it.
You're doing an ad now.
No, man, I'm just being honest. You have to be honest with the people. I couldn't believe it. I said, "Miss, you joking? Not $24,000. $4,000
warranty and everything."
I'm Dwight. I'm telling you, I called. I was shocked. I was shocked. I said, no, I don't know no place in the Bahamas that has a new car for less than $30,000.
Well, look at that. My goodness. This person says that car parts are stolen from both Japanese and U.S. cars, so it's not an isolated issue. Car parts are very expensive even to order because of the duty rates. Duty rates need to be lowered for cars and car parts. Yes, we said that earlier. I hate these little small Japanese cars. They're a nuisance, and the drivers who are far too reckless. Well, the problem's not the cars. The problem's with the people, right? The government's lower duty on American cars. So that's, I don't think you can do that. You can't do that. You don't want to be, you sound like Trump now. You can't do it for one and not for the other. You're going to have higher duties for where the car comes from. And then all these, that you're looking for trouble. This person says here, what if they change the law to any car directly from Japan must be 6 years or newer? Well, as you heard in the report, somebody's proposed 7. National security or immigration issue being placed on the backs of citizens. Restrictions lead to dictatorship. National security issue with the cars? Yeah, okay. I got an absolutely beautiful car from Japan. It drives like a dream, and I love, love, love it. Some days I just get in to drive it. It took months. It took months to select it. I was told by the vendor not to select a car from a dealership because if the car arrived with any damage, the dealership would not accept responsibility, whereas this company had a policy to correct any damage, preventing import to the country. And yes, the Bahamian government requirement for inspection on Japanese soil took 1 month. Wow, okay. Yeah, so there's a lot more text messages there. Paul, we're going to have to leave that there. Thank you for being here with us this morning.
Thank you for allowing me to come up here and grace your presence, the mighty Dwight Strachan of Morning Blend. I mean, it's
guy.
Kermit, it's a pleasure to be up here, man.
We're going to take a
quick break. How many people want to get on this show?
And then we'll be back to wrap things up. Thank you, sir. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back.
Hey, Bahamas, ready for some eye-openers? Check out 2 brand new books by our legendary 3-time PM, Hubert Ingram. Get the tea on his amazing leadership and courage to buck the system. These books are for you, the game changers, movers and shakers, and anyone passionate about our nation's roots and future. Available now at Dungalik Studios, Logos Bookstore, the National Art Gallery of the Bahamas, and Chapter 1 Bookstore. Score your copies today. Celebrate our amazing legacy.
Ready to save? You can put $100 into the CFAL Savings Express Plan and make sure your money keeps growing. Earn interest on your savings while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank. Ready to invest dollars into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
It is time for your morning business report brought to you by CFAL, as well as committing to inject some $665 million into improvements for its floating dock staging area. The Grand Bahama Shipyard is also committed to expanding its 4-year apprenticeship program and bringing in 20 new apprentices on an annual basis. Minister for Grand Bahama, Ginger Moxie, says that the apprenticeship initiative will cultivate the skills needed by the shipyard, which employs not only Bahamians, but also skilled employees from other countries. Read about that in today's Guardian Business section. Carnival Cruise Line has opened an operational hub office in Freeport for its private cruise port Celebration Key. Assistant General Manager Brandon Culmer, speaking during the ribbon cutting for the office yesterday, saying that the journey to the day yesterday was fueled by passion and for enhancing the community's standing as a premier destination. Executive Director of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Rupert Hayward, said in his remarks that Celebration Key will grow employment and economic activity on the island. The Consumer Protection Commission has received 292 complaints for the year up to July, compared to 192 for the entire year of 2023. Senator Randy Roll, who has been working closely with the CBC, telling Guardian Business that the agency has a 73% success rate as it continues its vigilance on shoddy workmanship and services, seeing the most complaints. And he says with so many moving parts in regards to logistics services, Roll is asking that these companies have the adequate amount of insurance so they can be covered against loss and damage. Again, more on that in today's Guardian Business section as well. In your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX from Thursday, your market movers, Commonwealth Bank moving 5,000 shares, closing unchanged at $5.03. Focol moving 14,200, down 21 cents to 537. Consolidated Water down 3 cents to 552. Emira Incorporated unchanged at 915. The Basics All Share Index closing at 2,964.52, down 0.24. That's your Market Watch, and that is your morning business report brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. That is going to do it for us today. Everybody have a safe, wonderful weekend. I'll be back with you on Monday morning for more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business right here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan, have a great one. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green next.